This video is brought to you by CKGSB, China's only not-for-profit independent business school.
Thank you very much. Welcome everyone to this event. It is my delight to be here and to share my perspectives with you. So thank you, Dean Xiang, Professor Tang, Mr. Zhao Li, Ms. Feng Li. Thank you very much for inviting me here today to share thoughts on the importance of corporate philanthropy. I feel very strongly about the role that corporations play in connection with making important social impact. But I feel strongly about having personal passion. It is a driving force in my life, going way back with my early experiences growing up in diverse working class neighborhoods, which really helped shape values, priorities, and helped drive me towards providing service. I personally have particular interest in education and mentoring students and mentoring young children that are would-be first generation college graduates that don't have academic or career-minded role models to assist them in developing their interests to go to university. And I have a personal passion to simply help young people. But from a business perspective, these activities have a very clear ROI. It's not just the right thing to do, it makes very good business sense. It is, in my view, a tremendous opportunity for businesses, particularly in terms of the professional development and building a corporate brand. Now, I know many of you are already active in your communities, and I'm not here to convince you of the importance of giving back to your communities. What I'd like to do is to talk specifically about more effectively leveraging your role in the corporate sector to drive social impact in society. Let me talk a little bit about trends in corporate philanthropy. Today, society faces many complex challenges. There are changing demographics, clearly a bit of an instability in the global economy. Governments are adopting austerity measures all around the world, reducing programs, driving up demand for services provided by community organizations. Nonprofits doing their best to address the growing issues, but that is simply not enough, as they have fewer resources to be able to do that with. They're looking now more and more to the business community for additional support. But businesses are today doing more with less as well. So how do we bridge the gap between the increasing needs of the community and shrinking budgets? Shrinking budgets by the governments around the world and shrinking corporate budgets today. One solution that I personally believe in and that Deloitte totally sponsors is a greater emphasis on skills-based volunteerism. Cash contributions by corporate citizens are no longer enough. Traditional hands-on volunteerism, things like painting classrooms and cleaning up parks, cannot deliver the level of impact that is needed today. The biggest impact that businesses can have is to donate professional skills to help nonprofits become stronger, more sustainable organizations. But still, businesses have a bottom line to consider when they're making decisions about where to spend time and resources. So thankfully, in my view, there is a very strong business case for skilled volunteerism. Let me share a few examples. The first, right here in China. First example that I'd like to provide is a village adoption project in Yunnan area. Pioneering public-private collaboration between Deloitte, China, and the Office of Service Learning at Lingnan University. The project aims to improve cultural and economic sustainability of an underserved rural community. The project is to develop a sustainability model that can be leveraged across other rural communities in China. Now, in 2007 through 2010, which was phase one of this project, the kind of work that was done included needs assessments, rebuilding dormitories and other facilities at a local school, establishing student health records, starting English programs for students, launching student scholarship schemes, and installing water pipes to provide clean water for all households. And then in phase two, which began in 2011 and will run through 2014, it's really to replicate that model in additional villages. So what was the value to Deloitte China? First, it improved employee engagement and created pride in our people, in our organization. Second, it helped build teams across our regions and all of our businesses and at all levels. It provided project and professional development in project management, marketing, research, and the like. It helped build brand eminence. We won several external awards for this project, including the AmCham's Shanghai Corporate Community Involvement Award and the Caring Company Award, with lots of local media coverage. Example number two, alternative spring break. This is an example of the Deloitte firm in the United States. With annual skills-based volunteer projects designed around the week-long break that most U.S. college students get in the spring. This brings students from leading U.S. universities together with Deloitte professionals to work side by side on a week-long volunteer project. Another example, Deloitte and the United Way, students to state of Georgia work with local child and family services agencies. They improve school readiness and academic success for low-income students. Students and Deloitte professionals conducted research and analyzed data. They created more robust pictures of resources available to agencies serving students and their families. And they presented their findings to agencies and recommended next steps. These would be ideas for after-school programs, ideas for enhancing parent engagement, and more. Now, what was the value for Deloitte in the U.S. for engaging in these activities with these students? First, it gave an opportunity for Deloitte professionals to support their communities. Second, it provided Deloitte professionals valuable insights on skills and leadership capabilities of potential recruits, the kind of insight that they could not get in a 2-hour interview. and it created a key differentiator for Deloitte US on campus recruiting efforts. So if you think about each of these benefits to Deloitte in those examples that I provided, it's very, very clear that expanding corporate philanthropy to include skills volunteerism is a very powerful business strategy. Now, Deloitte and others integrate corporate social engagement into our daily business practices. It's no longer about spare time or spare change. It's really good business. Now, I've been talking about business value created when businesses focus on driving social impact. But there's another side to the story. Even when businesses focus on their own ROI, they can drive social impact. But how? Through innovation. It's through innovation that we can create new ideas, new approaches, new processes, and new technology. Innovation not only is a force for driving business growth, but it is also the opportunity to make a positive impact on society. Now, this was a very popular topic at the World Economic Forum in Davos, where this intersection of innovation, business, and society was discussed, and I personally had the privilege of participating in a roundtable on this subject earlier this year. In this roundtable and throughout Davos, we shared findings from research that we did with young business people. We were very interested in their perspective and what the new generation of world business leaders had to say about the role of business and societal impact and innovation. We wanted to know what they thought. So we surveyed 5,000 young business people in 18 different countries. And we got some very revealing insights. First, the survey respondents felt that business, more than any other group, including government, education institutions, or not-for-profit organizations, drive innovations that have the greatest impact on society. But these very same people do not think that businesses today are in fact centers for innovation. These individuals, 26% of them believe that leadership does not encourage them as part of the organization to generate or share new ideas. As business leaders, you can help bridge that gap. Setting the tone at the top of your organizations, putting emphasis on innovation as part of one's core business, creating an environment that promotes the thinking that generates innovative solutions. Making corporate philanthropy part of your leadership platform, I believe, is a very important priority for business leaders. I've shared some ideas, much to think about, but the key takeaway is simple. Businesses have a powerful role to play in driving social change. And it's up to individual business leaders to make corporate philanthropy a part of existing or future leadership platforms. As once the US CEO of Deloitte and now the global CEO, I created a platform. And the platform is that community involvement is a high priority even in challenging times. We will not waver from that commitment. Part of our culture worldwide is to create something called Impact Day. Impact Day is a day in the life of Deloitte professionals, one day, where no one has to work for Deloitte. They go into the community and they contribute their time and their service to a whole variety of causes, with the increasing amount of time being dedicated to skills-based volunteerism. For me, this is non-negotiable, even in times of financial stress. As you think about the kind of leader you are or you want to be, I have a few suggestions to help guide your thinking around corporate philanthropy. First, ask yourselves if there are specific social issues on which you want to invest your or your company's time and resources. Talk to your company's corporate philanthropy director, if you have one, and find out what social issues are big areas of interest for your professionals. Reach out to nonprofits that support the causes that matter most to you and your people. Talk to them not only about their programs, but about their business challenges and where they might benefit from your company's experience. Develop relationships and work together to collectively address pressing issues facing your community. Be a role model of the behavior you want to see in your people. Volunteer. Join nonprofit boards. Prioritize and recognize innovative thinking in your company. The benefits could be far more reaching than you might think. So, in a short period of time, I've shared some thoughts with you about corporate philanthropy, about skills-based volunteerism, and about what each of you could possibly do to encourage that kind of corporate culture as you move into your professional journey. I'm looking forward to a greater dialogue on this subject during the panel discussion that will follow. I appreciate your time, your listening, and thank you again for everyone here at the Graduate School of Business for your hospitality. Thank you.